India is probably one of the richest countries in the world in terms of its history and heritage, in terms of rulers and ruling clans. Thousands of years have passed and the country has seen several dynasties, rulers, emperors, and conquerors. While those at power in the present day strive to annihilate the country, let us take a look at some of the greatest kings that ruled this land prior to it becoming a hotbed for pseudo-secular political drama. We take a look at 5 of the greatest kings in Indian history. My name is Varun and you are watching the Zipsy Show. Genius Zipsy. Number 5. Shivaji. Shivaji Bhonsle, also known as Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, was an Indian warrior king and a member of Bhonsle Maratha clan. Shivaji carved out an enclave from the declining Adil Shahi Sultanate of Bijapur that formed the genesis of the Maratha Empire. In 1674, he was formally crowned as the Chhatrapati of realm at Raigad. Shivaji created an independent Maratha kingdom with Raigad as its capital. He is remembered as a great warrior and a hero who united most of India against the Mughals. Shivaji established a competent and progressive civil rule with the help of a disciplined military and a well-structured administrative organizations. He innovated military tactics, pioneering the guerrilla warfare methods, which leveraged strategic factors like geography, speed, and surprise, and focused pinpoint attacks to defeat his larger and more powerful enemies. He revived ancient Hindu political traditions and court conventions and promoted the uses of Maratha and Sanskrit rather than Persian in court and administration. Today, Shivaji is considered as a national hero in India, especially in the state of Maratha, where he remains arguably the greatest figure in the state's history. The stories of his life form an integral part of upbringing and identity of the Marathi people. Further, he is also recognized as a warrior legend who sowed the seeds of Indian independence. 19th century Hindu revivalist Swami Vivekananda considered Shivaji a hero and paid glowing tributes to his wisdom. When Indian nationalist leader Lokmanya Tilak organized a festival to mark the birthday celebrations of Shivaji, Vivekananda agreed to preside over the festival in Bengal in 1901. Number 4. Krishnadev Rai. Krishnadev Rai was the greatest emperor of the Vijayanagar Empire who reigned from 1509 to 1530. He is the third ruler of the Tuluva dynasty. The Vijayanagar kingdom rose to its highest peak of glory during the reign of Krishnadev Rai. Not only he was an able administrator and a great warrior, but he was also a scholar, a poet, a musician, and a kind king. He was loved very much by his subjects and he even treated his enemies with honor. He won all the wars he had waged during his rule. He defeated the king of Orissa and also the Sultan of Bijapur. He defeated the Bahmani ruler Ismail Adil Shah to put an end to the Muslim dominance in the southern India. His empire extended from Cuttack in eastern India to Goa in the west and Raichur Doab in the north to the Indian Ocean in the south. One of the greatest South Indian kings, Krishnadev Rai consolidated southern kingdoms and pushed back the Islamic advances in the south. Number 3. Akbar. Abul Fateh Jalaluddin Muhammad Akbar, popularly known as Akbar I and later Akbar the Great, was Mughal emperor from 1556 until his death. He was the third and one of the greatest rulers of the Mughal dynasty in India. Akbar succeeded his father Humayun under a regent Bairam Khan, who helped the younger emperor expand and consolidate Mughal dominance in India. A strong personality and a successful general, Akbar gradually enlarged the Mughal empire to include nearly all of the Indian subcontinent north of the Godavari river. His power and influence, however, extended over the entire country because of Mughal military, political culture, and economic dominance. To unify the vast Mughal state, Akbar established a centralized system of administration throughout his empire and adopted a policy of conciliating conquered rulers through marriage and diplomacy. In order to preserve peace and order in a religiously and culturally diverse empire, he adopted policies that won him the support of his non-Muslim subjects. Defeated in battles at Chausa and Kannauj in 1539 and 40 by the forces of Sher Shah Suri, Mughal Emperor Humayun fled westward to Sindh. There he met and married the 14-year-old Hamida Banu Begum, daughter of Sheikh Ali Akbar Jami, a teacher of Humayun's younger brother Hindal Mirza. Jalaluddin Muhammad Akbar was born the next year on 15th October 1542 at the Rajput fortress of Umarkot in Sindh, where his parents had been given refuge by the local Hindu ruler Rana Prasad. During the extended period of Humayun's exile, Akbar was brought up in Kabul by the extended family of his parental uncles Kamran Mirza and Askari Mirza, and his aunts, in particular Kamran Mirza's wife. He spent his youth learning to hunt, run and fight, made him a daring, powerful and a brave warrior, but he never learned to read or write. This, however, did not hinder his search for knowledge, as it is said, always when he retired in the evening, he would have someone read. Number 2. Samudragupta. Samudragupta ruler of the Gupta Empire and successor to Chandragupta I, is considered to be the one of the greatest military geniuses in Indian history. He was the third ruler and the greatest king of Gupta dynasty. He was a benevolent ruler, a great warrior and a patron of arts. Samudragupta the Great is believed to have been his father's chosen successor, even though he had several elder brothers. He ranks with Ashoka the Great, though in fundamentals both differed radically from each other. The one had contempt for conquest, the other had a passion for them. Samudragupta has never lost a battle in his whole life, therefore he is also called the Indian Napoleon. Samudragupta and his son Chandragupta II ushered the golden age of India. They instituted a proper currency system through his minted gold coins. Under their rule, India's science and art reached its peak.
Before going to our top pick, here are some other honorable mentions.
Ranjit Singh. Maharaja Ranjit Singh was the founder of the Sikh Empire, which came to power in the Indian subcontinent in the early half of the 19th century. The empire, based in the Punjab region, existed from 1799 to 1849. It was forged on the foundations of the Dal Khalsa under the leadership of Ranjit Singh from a collection of autonomous Sikh missals. During his rule, he brought the whole of the central Punjab from the Satluj to the Jhelum under his sway. His empire was based on the foundations of the Khalsa, with opportunities for ascension to commanding positions not restricted only to the Sikhs. He was a tolerant king and was also known as the Maharaja of Punjab. Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya was the founder of the Mauryan Empire and believed to be the first emperor to have united India into one state. The Mauryan Empire under the Chandragupta Maurya was the largest empire in Indian history up until that time. With his chief advisor Chanakya, he built a strong central administration and economy. He is undoubtedly one of the greatest rulers in Indian history, known to have conquered Alexander the Great's easternmost steppes.
Number 1st.
Ashoka the Great. Ashok Maurya, commonly known as Ashoka the Great, was an Indian emperor of the Maurya dynasty who ruled almost all of the Indian subcontinent from 268 to 32 BC. Ashoka reigned over a realm that stretched from the Hindu Kush mountains in Afghanistan to the modern state of Bangladesh in the east. It is covered the entire Indian subcontinent except parts of present-day Tamil Nadu and Kerala. The empire's capital was Patliputra, with provincial capitals at Takshila and Ujjain. Bindusar's death in 272 BC led to a war over succession. According to Divyadana, Bindusar wanted his son Susama to succeed him, but Ashoka was supported by his father's ministers, who found Susama to be arrogant and disrespectful towards them. The Dipavasana and Mahavasana refer to Ashoka's killing 99 of his brothers, sparing only one, named Vatsashok. Ashoka's coronation was delayed for 4 years due to war between him and his brothers. After his coronation, Ashoka ruled the empire for 8 years as a strong ruler with absolute power in his command till the Battle of Kalinga. Buddhist legends state that Ashoka was bad-tempered and of a wicked nature. He built Ashoka's Hell, an elaborate torture chamber described as a paradise hell. Due to the contrast between its beautiful exterior and the acts carried out within by his appointed executioner Girika. This earned him the name of Chandashok, meaning Ashok the Fierce in Sanskrit. The lethal war with Kalinga transformed the vengeful Emperor Ashoka to a stable and peaceful emperor, and he became a patron of Buddhism, known as Devanam Priya Ashok, till his death in 232 BC. Ashoka is the reason for the spread of Buddhism outside India. He is also the originator of many ideas that have become a part of our present culture, including the wheel in our flag and our national emblem.